Well, boys, it is a massive week in our world. We're talking about one of the biggest purchases of all time. We're talking about Xbox coming in and scooping up ZeniMax, the parent company to what we know all of as Bethesda. Nate, I think you probably are our biggest Bethesda fan. Now, with this acquisition comes, this honestly is such a huge move. The last big purchase I think that Microsoft made was when they got Mojang for $2.5 billion, but that is a slice of a little corner of the pie compared to this purchase of $7.5 billion when it comes to getting ZeniMax. And honestly, some of the biggest titles out there now are all owned in the world of Xbox. Nate, how excited were you when you heard this? Honestly, at this point, this could be just a whole episode on its own, but we're gonna make it small for this little segment here. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try to keep Nate a little portion of it here. How is it, Nate? Well, how were you feeling, buddy?
I mean, it was obviously really exciting. There are just a ton of contributing factors of why this is exciting. I mean, starting things off, all Bethesda games. Day one on Game Pass. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, this isn't all happening yet. I think it's sometime next year when it's all going to be finalized. But
yeah, for sure.
Whatever, we know that it's happening. So this is just crazy. But that, on top of all these games being day one, we get their entire library of games.
Yep.
And from what it sounds like in some of the quotes I've heard, is that Xbox and PC will probably be getting both titles about 99% of the time, like 100% of the time. It's going to be on both. Now, unfortunately for PS5 and Switch, well, it says on a game-to-game basis.
Right.
So what does that mean, guys? Does that mean that Starfield's going to be an Xbox exclusive, or is it going to be is Fallout? There's just Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Starfield. Those three alone are just huge titles that have been everywhere. And I just wonder how they're going to approach it. Is it going to be a timed exclusive? I honestly, I hope that everyone can play the game, and they're really making that accessible. But I don't know. I think they really need to make it exclusive to PC and Xbox just to kind of have those heavy hitters like PlayStation. They've for the last generation, really struck it home with all their games. And Xbox has had a few really good ones, but a few, mishaps.
Not so much.
I think they need this. But Corey, what do you think? Sorry, I tried to.
No, man. Trust me, I'm right there with you. The excitement's there, right? This is such a huge kind of merger and kind of huge purchase for Microsoft, and couldn't be happening at a more, I'm going to say, calculated time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've had lots of conversations leading up to this about the next gen consoles and where we're going to be and how they're different from each other, right? Well, this is the next massive step Microsoft and Xbox are taking to kind of push away from Sony, or at least offer us something that Sony's been doing for a long time and doing it well. Now they're kind of rubbing it in their face, being like, well, guess what? We've got this huge library that we're just going to make available to everybody on the platforms, but also everything to come from these new studios, right? We're going to be getting some of the best games coming to Xbox, and it's just a matter of, like you guys said, what's going to be exclusive to the platform and what's not going to be. But the fact that Microsoft owns them makes me think that we're going to be getting some titles that maybe those PlayStation guys aren't going to be able to get on Xbox, at least right away.
Yeah. It's 100% timed. It has to be timed. And then, but honestly, this is my speculation. I think that PlayStation will get some of these smaller games. Maybe they'll get Rage 3 or the Wolfenstein, which isn't small by any means.
Mm-hmm. It's not,
but I think that Doom, and then maybe I definitely think Starfield is going to be an Xbox exclusive. The Elder Scrolls and Fallout, well, who knows? I can't even speculate on that. That's just ridiculous. We'll have to wait. But let's something that I found that is very interesting. $7.5 billion. That is a ridiculous amount of money. The second biggest transaction in gaming history, next to Supercell, the creators of Clash of Clans. Yeah. But anyways, it sounds like an insane amount of money. But when you start breaking down some Xbox's numbers, you're looking at some also insane numbers. They have hit recently 15 million subs on Game Pass, and that jumped from 10 to 15 within a 6-month period. So I mean, they're climbing, and with the next gens around the corner and all this stuff, they're gonna climb even more. So I did some basic math. $18 times 15 million. We're at $270 million a month that these guys are banking. So 7.5 billion, whatever. Like that's a year, maybe two that they're sweating out, and not even, because like I said, that's at 15 million. That's like the bare minimum. Like there's more than that subs right now.
Oh.
So, like Adam, what do you think about this?
It's exciting. Admittedly, I haven't played too many of those games like Fallout and Skyrim and that, but hey, now it's all included on Game Pass. I'll definitely be checking more of them out, especially the newer ones coming out. So, yeah, it's exciting news.
I think the biggest thing, honestly, moving forward, Xbox has always, for this gen, been really kind of gearing towards, I would say the latter half of this year, gearing towards the fact that they just want to be out there for the gamer and to be everywhere. They play nice with, Nintendo, and they're even a little bit with PlayStation going, yeah, you know what? We bought Mojang for $2.5 million, but you can still keep Minecraft over there. And that's
and
still
get Minecraft dungeons.
Well, exactly, right? So that's what I mean. So Microsoft's still playing nice. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo are still coming exclusive to PlayStation. Now, that was already a deal done with Besthesda. So for Microsoft to kind of come in and swoop that out of the mix would have been, I think, a couple headaches in there for sure, right? So, Phil says, yeah, that's cool. They can stay there for now. But I bet you, again, that's going to be timed. They're going to eventually make...
They said it's time, so...
So they're going to be making their way to the Xbox. But all in all, I don't even think... You don't even think of... Moving forward, I don't think of Xbox. You kind of think more of Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
It's more of them focusing on their service. They want to be Netflix for video games. They don't care about the console, because you don't need the console to play an Xbox game anymore. You have a PC? Great, get Game Pass. Now you have Xbox. So you don't need a console, right? You don't need Xbox Series X. You don't need the Xbox Series S. You don't need an Xbox One if you have a computer, because Xbox is willing to play, where Sony's not so much willing to play. And if you want to play Spider-Man, you want to play God of War, you want to play the next Horizon Zero Dawn, there's one place and one place only you're going to play that. So then you get into Marvel's Avengers. Well, okay, great. That game, everywhere right now, right? But if you want to play Spider-Man when the DLC drops, there's only one place you're getting that. And that's kind of where Xbox is coming in and going, now we got all the chips when it comes to the Western RPGs. And it's kind of up to them whether or not they want to play nice still. But at the same time, Nate, how long have we been looking for? Where is the exclusives for the Xbox? Why do we want to be on the Xbox platform when everything comes everywhere? And when you go to PlayStation, they have Spider-Man, they have God of War. Where is our Fables? Fable's coming, right? We saw the trailer coming for Fable, but that is years out. There's no way that's coming out near launch. That would be a miracle, but it's not happening, right? So now moving forward, here's Xbox buying up another studio. It's not just one studio, because with the studio comes Machine Games, comes id Software, comes Arcane. Like, dude, give me another Dishonored. I don't care if you want to put it on PlayStation. Just give me another Dishonored, right? So
yeah.
But at the same time, this purchase just kind of, I think, made PlayStation go, oh crap.
Well, like, Xboxes, they were kind of a meme back in the day, with this whole game subscription service trying to be Netflix.
Sure.
And everyone thought it was ridiculous, but now it's like, it's so much more accessible. That's what Xbox wants you to do. They want you to be able to play this anywhere and everywhere on your Xbox, on your phone now, with xCloud Gaming being available through Game Pass. And they even said, I watched a video with Phil Spencer. He said that they're still working on Apple. So they said money's not the issue, because they were asked that. So I mean, it's just a time thing with their whatever. But that all being said, it's all about accessibility, man. And a lot of people, man, even myself included, I can't afford a lot of these games, especially when there's like November, when there's like 2 or 3 coming out at the same time. Now with games, $100 Canadian after tax. I mean, you just pay $20 a month, and then you get to try everything. And whether you like it or not, you just uninstall it, right?
I'm not a Fallout guy, right? But so I got Fallout on PlayStation, and I'm like, man, there goes that money, because I didn't really care for it personally. And then from there, if you're on Xbox now moving forward because of Game Pass, you can just pick it up. But if you're on the PlayStation, that's $100 you're dropping. And if you don't like it like I didn't, you're losing out.
Yeah,
I want to add one quick thing, because I think this actually is as good of a move as it is for Microsoft and Xbox. I think it's almost an even better move for Bethesda, because we just talked about it. The Game Pass platform is so good. We just did a 24-hour live stream, and 20 of those games were off Game Pass almost. Like, there's so many good titles on Game Pass. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to be able to put all your games on that platform? But also, with the next-gen consoles coming out, we're going to have a console in the Xbox Series S that is more affordable than any other next-gen console available. So that means you're going to be getting that platform in Game Pass Ultimate when you get your Xbox Live and your Xbox Game Pass bundled together with your new cheap Xbox Series S console, and you get all these Bethesda title games. I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's a smart move for them to be able to move to that platform and kind of expose themselves to even more people playing.
Yeah, man. And like, they date back to even the original Xbox. I mean, you guys probably didn't know this, but Bethesda and Microsoft, they teamed together to bring Morrowind to Xbox, which is the first real massive RPG. Because that game, like, dude, I played as a kid, it was way above me, but it was huge. So, you know, like, just watching these interviews with these different guys, they really, with like Todd Howard and Phil Spencer, it's just really, you can see that this was just the right move. And one thing I have to throw in there, because I'm a Fallout fan, is that we have In Exile Entertainment, Obsidian Entertainment, and Bethesda all working together. Let's make Fallout New Vegas 2. It's happening. The best part was, you have to show this true, is that they actually tweeted, because someone was like, hey, is this gonna happen? And Obsidian Entertainment put up a guy like this. It's like, cheeky, it's gonna happen. Because it's happening. It's going to happen. Well, it'll be a few years away. But.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it tomorrow. That's for sure.
No,
but I think honestly,
too much good news, man. Too much good news.
I think that the biggest question, though, moving forward, is what games do Microsoft allow to branch out, and what games do they hold back to say they want the exclusives? Because you know what, there has to be a reason why you want to purchase the Xbox. What brings you to the Xbox? And that's why I said right off the hop, though, it's not really Xbox, it's Game Pass. That's what's bringing people to the Xbox now at this point, right? They are that service. But at the same time, people, they like to do the console war crap, and my console's better than yours. Now, whatever. It does. Personally, for me, I don't really care. I just want to play games. It doesn't matter where I am. But if you have one console, you like to root for that console, right? So when Sony has all these huge hitting numbers with, Spider-Man getting 9s, 10s, God of War getting 10s, Horizon Zero Dawn. You know what I mean? The Last of Us Part 2. Goes on, man. Like, absolutely, that's the problem, right? Sony's like, boom, 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 one hit after another, where Xbox is like, well, here's a good one, and then here's a crappy one, and here's a good one, and then here's another whatever one. And then, so now that they have this, do you keep the next Skyrim for Xbox and Xbox only, Nate? Or do you allow that to go to PlayStation?
Honestly, I think since Elder Scrolls 6 is so far away, I think that Starfield coming out first, I think they need to make that exclusive to kind of make a point.
Yeah. And
because, that's what needs to happen. But then the next Fallout, which is probably going to happen after, oh my goodness, I'm going to be like 40, man. When that game comes out, but that all to say. But Elder Scrolls 6, I think I could see it definitely. Everything's going to be timed, or about 90% of the titles, especially the big ones. The PlayStation fans are going to have to wait. So it sucks, but at the same time, like it's time Xbox gets a couple things on their side, and they need the games, man. Like you said, you need that reason to go back to Xbox.
Yeah, that's true.
Or to Game Pass, I guess.
Yeah. Corey, what do you think?
Well, honestly, man, it's tough because, again, like I agree with Nate, and I think there's going to be a lot of timed exclusive content, whether it's big titles or just whatever we see coming out of some of these developers as the time goes on with the next-gen console. But I think, again, they do need their, 4, 5, big titles that PlayStation can't have, because they're still going to do it. They're not going to change the way they're doing things over there.
No.
So Microsoft needs to kind of get into that same mentality. I know you, like you said, they play nice with everybody, which I believe they're going to continue to do from here on out. And like you said, they do try to play nice with Sony as much as they can and try to, help PlayStation out and work with them. But it just doesn't always work out that way. So I think Microsoft really does need those kind of 4 or 5 big hitting titles every time. And I just think that it needs to be their section of the pie, right? They don't need to share it with anybody. They just they need to keep it for themselves this time around.
No, that's fair. Adam, what do you think? Starfield, next Skyrim, exclusive?
Yeah, kind of like what Corey was saying. Like, if you get those exclusives out early, make sure everybody gets that Xbox Series X first, and then you kind of trickle them out, maybe share it after that. Then, you've already got people in your grasp. Like, they already have Game Pass right now, right?
Yeah.
Then you can be friendly after you've made all your money, but...
No, I think you're onto something. Honestly, I'm the opposite. I think Starfield will not be exclusive to the Xbox platform. I think they will allow it to branch out, and they'll branch out early. And then when you finally get to Skyrim, I think that's when they hold it back.
Okay.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see. That is still so far away. But we definitely want to hear what everybody else has to think about this huge, massive move by Xbox. By doing so, you can always hit us up on our Discord or at insidethegame.ca.